In this section, I'll be covering a method called texture baking. The main point of texture baking is to take a very high detail object that is too detailed for a game and turn it into a low detail object while retaining as much of the illusion of detail as possible. Here is one of the branches for the trees that I used. So this is one of the high detail ones. I originally went out to the forest. I picked a little evergreen branch, just a really small one. I stuck it in the scanner bed, scanned it in, and cut it out in the GIMP, using the selection tools and just deleting the background. And then I just put those onto a single face plane and just duplicated a whole bunch of times and applied it to these branches. I put a texture on these branches, and I broke this down into a hierarchy, so each branch is, when you grab each branch, it moves all of the pieces that are attached to it. These little bare branches I just hand painted. If the tree branches were made up of these, one tree would probably be as taxing on the system as the entire scene is now. And so basically I took this, went into a camera, rendered it out, once it's rendered out, this is just a 2D image now. It's just a picture that can be used as a texture. I just applied it to a plane with, it was a flat plane originally, and then I just subdivided it so I have a little bit of dimension. And it's 25 faces, and I actually ended up reducing it down to more like 10 or 15. And on this object, there are 56 faces just on one of these, in comparison to the 25 in this entire thing. So this is quite a bit more simple, a lot easier for the computer to display. It doesn't look as good, but I made some higher detail branches for the lower branches so that you can get closer to them and see more detail, but they're still not quite this high a detail. In this section, I covered some texture and detail baking techniques. The objective behind these techniques is to cram as much detail into your scene as possible in the most efficient way you can.